Alright, this video is for M Myette. I seen he did his football predictions, and I kind of wanted to come in here and go ahead and do a response video to his football predictions and weigh my predictions kind of against his. Alright, in the AFC East, he has Miami taking the AFC East this year. This is one of the ones that I kind of disagree with you on this one, Mitch. Uh, I want to go for somebody else. I'm a New England fan, so there yet again, you can't win for losing. We kind of, you know, it seems like we're always going against each other in sports. But with that being said, uh, I've got to go with New England on this one. To me, yeah, they got Mike Wallace and they got some really new pieces out there in Miami. Some really good young studs out there. They're going in the right direction, but it takes a while for a team to gel. And like I said, Buffalo, they're going to have growing pains. Their starter EJ Manuel went out. He may be out for a while. Then their backup went out, and it looks like they're having to go with Matt Leinart. So I no sell for Buffalo neither. So I think that them teams are really going to struggle with each other. Miami should be in second place, and but I still have New England taking it. Nothing personal. They still got Tom Brady. It's kind of hard to go against Tom Brady. So with that being said, I still got New England winning it. Like I said, that's my team anyways. So we'll go on to the AFC South. All right, which is of course Houston, Indianapolis, and Jacksonville, and Tennessee. I think that pretty much in a walk away right now, Houston is just heads and shoulders above everybody in the AFC South. I don't think that Indianapolis is going to get a wild card this year. I just think that they need too much right now on both sides of the football. I mean, they got a good quarterback. I guess, pretty decent quarterback. I won't say great, but he kind of reminds me a lot of Matt Ryan. If they get weapons around him, he'll definitely be more effective. So I got Houston winning the AFC South, uh, which we agree on this one. So um, then we got where I think our first wild card is going to come from. We got the NFC North, which here yet again, me and you both will agree on this one. We both got Cincinnati winning it. I think Cincinnati, they've this is their third year really being together. They're a young team, but they're starting to get it together. They're starting to click with Tyler Everett and Jermaine Gresham should open up that passing game for Andy Dalton. I wish they would have got a legitimate running back sometime. Maybe they can end up picking up Michael Turner. That would really help them out a lot. But, I see them, making a big push. If they can just fix that running game and be more consistent in the running, then they would be a force to be reckoned with. Uh, that's why I actually, say that they're just younger. They have more longevity and whatnot. Now we got the AFC West, which is going to be a pretty fascinating division. This is where, like I said, I think my second wild card team is going to come out of. We know who's going to win it pretty much, and that's going to be Denver. They're just the best team on both sides of the ball. Kansas City may end up giving a push. I think it's either going to be Kansas City or San Diego coming out for that second wild card spot, and I'm going to go ahead and go with San Diego. They fixed that offensive line in Kansas City, though, so Jamal Charles may be more effective running the ball. And we know that Alex Smith can do good things, especially since he's got such an effective running game. If Alex Smith's got that running game like he had in San Francisco with Frank Gore, which I actually think Jamal Charles is a little bit better than Frank Gore, well, he's more of an impact player than Frank Gore, should I say? Frank Gore's got a lot more pieces around him, and basically Jamal Charles has been carrying the Chiefs for the past 2 or 3 seasons. So I'm going to go ahead and go with San Diego as my second wild card team. We'll see how it works. Um, Now, we're going to go ahead and go with the NFC, all right? I'll go ahead and start with the NFC West. It's going to be a very close division from top to bottom. All these teams have talent on both sides of the ball. Uh, I foresee, I think Seattle's going to take the division. It's going to take help from Arizona and St. Louis. But I think Seattle takes the division because for some reason, when these teams play the 49ers, it's like whenever they play the Cowboys in the NFC East, they step their game up. And just like New England in the AFC East, and you know, the Raiders even in Oakland, even though they're not that good, people just step their game up for these teams because they have had success. And it's the same thing with San Francisco. So I think Seattle will end up taking this division. I like their defense just a little bit better in Seattle than San Francisco's defense. Both of them have really good defenses, but I just like them a little bit better in Seattle. They got the bigger cornerbacks and whatnot, and I like defenses, and they can score on defense and offense. They can probably they can actually score just as much on defense as they can on offense. But so I'll go ahead and take Seattle. Uh, Pick up the NFC West. In the NFC North, of course, we have Detroit, Chicago, Minnesota, and Green Bay. Minnesota's got some pieces that they've lost, but let's be real, Minnesota. Percy Harvin didn't play a big role for Minnesota last year, so I don't think it's much of a loss. They got Cordell Patterson. The kid should come out and be pretty phenomenal. You know, not Randy Moss phenomenal, but he's going to be up there. I think that he's going to be a good wide receiver. I like him and DeAndre Hopkins. So, you know, it's going to be another tough year for the NFC North. Uh, I'm going to go ahead and go with Detroit over Chicago. And I'm just hoping because Detroit has the best wide receiver in football. There's just no denying that. They have one of the most scariest defensive fronts. Their secondary is suspect, but their defensive front with Sue and Fairley and just some of the other pieces that they've plugged in, they look like they may get it together this year. And if they do, and they do what they were drafted to do, that would be an unstoppable defensive line. With that being said, they picked up Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush needs to step his game up. He hasn't done much in the preseason, but if Reggie Bush can do in Detroit what he did in New Orleans, you have a good chance of them making a run in the playoffs. So I like Detroit in the NFC North. I'm going to come back and make my wild card picks after I get through going through all these. So now we have the NFC South, which is New Orleans, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, and Carolina. I'm going to go ahead. Sean Payton's back. Him and Drew Brees work really well together. I think it's going to be New Orleans that takes the NFC South. I like Atlanta. I like the fact that they have that spread type, just almost running gun type offense set up, like similar to something like Warren Moon had. Matt Ryan's got one of the best arms. I think it's a possibility that they could make the playoffs, but I don't think that they're going to make it this year. With that being said, so we'll go ahead and go to the NFC East. I'm going to go ahead, and this right here is one of the ones and I always like to do this. I don't like to keep everything where it's just so predictable. Always like to at least make that one, long shot that I see. Last year it was Seattle. Uh, the year before that it was Cincinnati, I think. Yeah, it was Cincinnati that year. Um, then I think it was. Usually I get my wild cards up in there. So with that being said, this is my long shot for this year. I think Philadelphia wins the NFC East. These Pac-10 coaches have been coming in here and having success, from Pete Carroll to John Harbaugh. These guys have been coming in and having success in the NFL because they do pro style offenses, and they basically have been working in a pro style NFL style system out there in the Pac-12 now. I like the way Chip Kelly run Oregon. So to me, if you had put Michael Vick on an Oregon team, that Oregon team would almost be unstoppable in college. I can see him doing similar. You got LaShawn McCoy, you got Michael Vick, you got Deshaun Jackson. You got a bunch of fast guys for this offense. This offense was almost designed for Chip Kelly's offense, and I think Chip Kelly's going to come in, and just like his two predecessors, I think he's going to have success in the NFL. So I want to go ahead and give that to Philadelphia for my wild cards. All right, I can't leave San Francisco out. I have to bring San Francisco in. They're just that good. They're that talented. John Harbaugh's a good coach. They're not missing the playoffs. So I have to bring them in. Kaepernick will get another chance. And for out of the NFC East, I got Dallas. And the reason I go with Dallas, it's not because I'm from Texas. I like the Cowboys, okay. I like New England a little bit better, but I still like my Cowboys. But I just think that it's a put up or shut up time for Garrett in Dallas. So they're gonna have to make the playoffs. And really, I don't even know if that's gonna save his job. But I can see them getting to the playoffs just basically just on a sense of purpose type scenario. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, these are my predictions. I'm going to go ahead and post these up there, and I'm going to go ahead and put them as a response to you. I'll probably go ahead and send you the video. So, for now, Mitch, we'll just see how we do against each other, all right? And you take it easy, man.